Ladies and gentlemen, pain is something we all experience. Whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, pain finds a way to visit every one of us. But here's the truth most people forget. Pain is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher, your toughest trainer, and your unexpected ally. Today's pain, though uncomfortable and unwanted, is shaping you for tomorrow's power. Think of the strongest people you know, the most inspiring individuals, the ones who stand tall with courage in their eyes and wisdom in their words. Do you think they were always that strong? No, they were once broken, defeated in pain. But instead of giving up, they got up. They chose to rise, and that rise began the moment they embraced their pain instead of running from it. Pain builds character. It carves out the deeper parts of who you are. It introduces you to patience, discipline, humility, and resilience. Every moment you push through the struggle, you are not breaking, you are being built. Don't curse the pain, respect it. It's sculpting the version of you who will be able to handle tomorrow's battles and bear the weight of future victories. The discomfort you feel today will become the fuel that powers your success, your growth, your story. You see, there is no sunrise without a dark night. There is no muscle without resistance, and there is no power without pain. So when you feel like quitting, when life feels unbearable, when the pain becomes too loud, remember, you are not being punished. You are being prepared, because today's pain is tomorrow's power. Every person, regardless of age, background, or status, encounters pain. It's one of the few things that connects all of us, but it's not pain itself that defines us. It's how we respond to it that determines our path forward. Pain isn't just about suffering, it's about sculpting inner fortitude. Sculpting inner fortitude. With every struggle, our capacity to endure increases. The discomfort trains the mind and conditions the spirit to become unshakable in future challenges. Just like muscles grow under resistance, personal growth happens when we're stretched beyond our comfort zones. Pain is the signal that you are being stretched, challenged, and refined. Growth and comfort do not coexist. Nothing worthwhile comes without effort and endurance. Every successful person has gone through sleepless nights, moments of doubt, and emotional lows. Pain is often the price of progress, and those who are willing to pay it earn the reward of power. Pain teaches lessons that comfort never could. It reveals our weaknesses, forces us to face reality, and pushes us to improve. Through pain, we learn about resilience, humility, patience, and our true potential. Every time you refuse to give up in the face of adversity, you grow tougher. Life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. Resilience is the armor pain helps you build, making you capable of withstanding bigger storms in the future. What once made you cry, one day becomes your story of survival. The hardship you're enduring today will become your inspiration tomorrow. Your testimony of rising through pain will empower not only you, but others who witness your journey. Often we think of pain as life being unfair, but pain isn't always punishment. It's preparation. It's life sharpening your mind, toughening your spirit, and preparing you for a destiny far greater than your current situation. Pain does not discriminate. It reaches the young and the old, the rich and the poor, the strong and the vulnerable. Regardless of who you are or where you come from, pain is a part of the human condition. No one escapes it, not the most successful entrepreneurs, not the most celebrated athletes, not even the people who seem to have everything figured out. Everyone faces their own battles, their silent struggles, and their internal wars. What separates people is not whether they experience pain, but how they choose to handle it. Some run from it, some numb. Others allow it to control. But there's another kind of person, the one who takes pain and uses it as a catalyst for transformation. They see it not as a curse, but as a signal that change is happening, that growth is near. Pain has a unique ability to reveal what's inside of us. In comfort, we may coast through life without truly discovering who we are. But in pain, everything hidden comes to the surface, our fears, our doubts, our insecurities. And with that exposure comes the opportunity to face ourselves honestly. It strips away the layers of pretense and forces us to confront our raw, unfiltered selves. In that sense, pain is deeply equalizing. No matter how powerful or successful a person is, they still bleed, they still break, they still cry when life hits hard. when life hits hard. And that's why it's important to understand that pain is not a personal failure. It's not a punishment. It's a sign that you're human, that you're living, and that you're being called to rise beyond the moment. Inner strength isn't something you're born with. It's something forged through fire. Yes, it's forged through fire. Just like steel is hardened by intense heat, your character is strengthened by the pain you endure. Every setback, every heartbreak, every failure carries with it a hidden opportunity. But that transformation doesn't happen by avoiding pain. It happens when you lean into it and push forward despite it. Think about it. When do you really grow the most? It's rarely during the easy moments. Growth doesn't usually happen when everything is going smoothly. It happens when you're exhausted, frustrated, and at your limit, but you keep going anyway. It's in those moments of pain, when giving up would be easy, that you make the choice to persist. And with each choice, your strength multiplies. Pain reveals what you're capable of. It introduces you to a version of yourself you didn't know existed. A stronger, braver, more determined version. It teaches you that you can survive storms, that you can carry burdens heavier than you thought, and that your limits are often far beyond what you imagined. More importantly, the strength pain builds isn't just physical or mental, it's spiritual. It deepens your soul. It teaches you compassion for others who are struggling. It gives you wisdom that can't be learned in books. It shows you that even in your most vulnerable state, there is power. Even in your weakness, there is strength being born. Each painful experience becomes a silent training ground. You may not realize it at the time, but you're being prepared to take on greater responsibilities, prepared to support others, prepared to face future trials with courage. Pain is shaping your endurance, sharpening your mindset, and reinforcing the foundation of who you are. True growth does not occur in the comfort zone. Comfort may feel good, it may be safe, but it's rarely where progress happens. Discomfort, on the other hand, is the soil in which transformation takes root. When you are uncomfortable, when life stretches you beyond your limits, that's when you begin to evolve. Growth demands pressure, challenge, and unfamiliar territory. Pain just happens to be the language it speaks. Every time you choose to step into discomfort rather than retreat from it, you're signaling to your mind and body that you're ready for expansion. Think of how the body works. Muscles don't grow when you rest. They grow after resistance, after they've been pushed, strained, and even torn. The healing process triggered by the discomfort of training is what causes them to strengthen. The same principle applies to your mindset, your emotional capacity, and your spirit. When you stay in your comfort zone, you may avoid pain, but you also avoid progress. You shield yourself from failure, but also from the lessons that come with trying. Discomfort is a sign that you're doing something new, something bold, something that has the potential to change you. It might be scary, it might be painful, but that's the path of real development. It means you are stepping into the unknown, testing your potential, and refusing to remain the same. People often seek ease and convenience, but what they don't realize is that comfort is deceptive. It can slowly rob you of your ambition, your hunger, your edge. Discomfort, though painful in the moment, sharpens you. It fuels growth by challenging your patterns, breaking your routines, and forcing you to level up. Every time you feel uncomfortable, whether you're trying something new, facing adversity, or struggling through hardship, you are being stretched. That stretch may hurt, but it is expanding your capacity for the life you dream of. Growth isn't a gentle process. It's raw, demanding, and often messy. But it's always worth it, because on the other side of discomfort is a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of you. Behind every success story is a trail of sacrifices that most people never see. We live in a world that glorifies results, fame, wealth, recognition, but rarely talks about the price that must be paid to get there. The long nights, the early mornings, the missed celebrations, the mental exhaustion, the emotional toll, these are the sacrifices carved into the foundation of every real achievement. Success is not just about talent or luck. It's about endurance, discipline, and the willingness to suffer for something greater than your comfort. Too often, people desire the outcome without accepting the process. They want the rewards without the pain. the destination without the journey. But the truth is simple. If you are not willing to endure what others avoid, you will never reach the level that others only dream of. The pain you experience is the cost of entry. It's the down payment on greatness. And that cost is not always paid in public. It's paid in silence, in solitude, in private battles that test your commitment and your character. Sacrifice means saying no to distractions so you can say yes to your goals. It means choosing progress over pleasure, purpose over popularity, discipline over comfort. It's in the choices you make daily, when you push through fatigue, when you keep working despite failure, when you stay focused while others quit. Every sacrifice sharpens your focus and reinforces your vision. It reminds you that what you're building is worth the struggle. And let's not forget, the greater your dreams, the heavier the price. Success doesn't come cheap. If it did, everyone would have it. But those who achieve it are the ones who didn't flinch at pain, who embraced the struggle, and who gave up temporary ease for long-term fulfillment. They understand that pain is the gateway, not the enemy. Sacrifice doesn't weaken you, it elevates you. It removes the unnecessary, the distracting, the comfort-driven habits that hold you back and forces you to grow into someone who can carry the weight of real success. Success, therefore, is not just about what you achieve, it's about what you are willing to give up to get there. Some of life's most profound lessons don't come from books, classrooms, or lectures. They come from pain. Pain teaches in ways comfort never could. It has a way of grabbing your attention, forcing you to pause, reflect, and reassess. It doesn't whisper, it shouts. It doesn't whisper, it shouts. It challenges your beliefs, tests your values, and reveals what truly matters. While comfort may soothe you, it rarely pushes you to grow. Pain, on the other hand, demands growth. It insists on transformation. When you're in pain, you become more aware of your weaknesses, your patterns, your decisions, and even your relationships. It exposes what needs to change and strips away illusions you may have been living under. It teaches accountability. How can I grow from this? Pain pulls wisdom from your soul that ease and convenience never require you to access. More importantly, pain teaches empathy. Until you've been through hardship, it's hard to truly understand someone else's struggle. But once you've walked through darkness, your heart softens. You start to connect with others on a deeper level because you've tasted sorrow, confusion, and fear, and survived. That connection breeds compassion, and compassion is one of the most powerful qualities a person can possess. Pain also teaches resilience. Every time you survive a difficult moment, you gain confidence in your ability to endure. You start to believe in yourself, not because everything is going right, but because you've proven that you can stand strong even when everything is going wrong. That belief is a lesson you carry with you forever, and it becomes a permanent part of your mindset. And let's not ignore how pain teaches patience and humility. When life knocks you down and progress feels slow, pain reminds you that not everything happens on your schedule. It teaches you to trust the process, to work with consistency even when you don't see instant results. It humbles you enough to realize you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. Because in that humility, you become a better listener, a better learner, and ultimately, a better version of yourself. Pain is a teacher with tough methods, but the lessons it leaves behind are unforgettable. Resilience isn't something you're gifted with. It's something you earn, one painful experience at a time. It is the product of hardship, of enduring what seemed unbearable, of pushing forward when everything in you screamed to give up. Resilience is not about avoiding pain, it's about what you become because of it. It's the invisible armor you build when life tests your limits again and again, and yet you continue to rise. Life will challenge you emotionally, mentally, physically. You will face setbacks that shatter your expectations, losses that shake your faith, and moments of silence where you question your worth. These are not signs of weakness. They are the very trials where resilience is forged. And each struggle is a forge of fire, and you are the iron being shaped, strengthened, and refined. The pain doesn't make you weaker. It strengthens your core, tests your spirit, and trains your resolve. Every time you refuse to break under pressure, you grow stronger. Every moment you choose to get up after falling, you harden your resolve. This resilience isn't about being emotionless or acting like pain doesn't affect you. It's about acknowledging the weight and choosing to carry it anyway. It's about allowing yourself to feel the pain, but not allowing that pain to paralyze your purpose. Resilience also comes from learning that setbacks are not the end. They're redirections. They're reminders that failure is not fatal unless you allow it to be. Each time you endure a tough season, you gain tools, emotional strength, mental discipline, spiritual clarity that prepare you for the next. Eventually, you start to see hardships not as punishments, but as workouts for your soul, each one leaving you tougher, sharper, and wiser than before. And perhaps most importantly, resilience is contagious. When people see you pushing through your pain, staying true to your goals, and refusing to be defeated, they find courage to do the same. Your example becomes a source of strength for others. Through your resilience, you don't just empower yourself, you inspire those around you to endure and overcome their own battles. Resilience is not born in ease. It's built in adversity. It's not the absence of struggle. It's the decision to rise despite it. The very things that once caused you the most pain, the moments that felt like they would break you, are often the ones that become the source of your greatest strength. Struggle refines you. It shapes your character, builds your mental armor, and deepens your emotional intelligence. What today feels like a heavy burden, tomorrow becomes your testimony, a story of survival, a lesson in endurance, and a symbol of transformation. Your struggle is not in vain. It is preparing you for something greater than your current situation. There comes a point in your journey where you look back at the pain you endured and realize it didn't defeat you. It developed you. The tears, the losses, the failures, they didn't weaken you. They woke up a part of you that may have remained dormant in a life without challenge. The strength you carry now didn't come from the wins. It came from the battles, the scars, the nights you thought you wouldn't make it. And now, what once overwhelmed you no longer has power over you because you've become stronger than what tried to break you. This transformation turns your personal pain into a weapon for purpose. What once made you question your worth now fuels your confidence. What once caused shame becomes a source of pride, not because the struggle was easy or desirable, but because you overcame it. Now strength is now yours to keep. And not only does it serve you, but it allows you to serve others. Your story becomes a bridge for someone else's healing, a spark for their courage, and proof that pain can lead to power. And the beauty of this strength is that it is authentic. It's not built on appearances, titles, or shallow validation. It is built on truth, on real, raw, lived experience. That's the kind of strength that can't be faked, borrowed, or bought. It is the kind that resonates when you speak, when you walk into a room, when you lead by example. Your presence becomes stronger because of the storms you've faced and conquered. The strength born from struggle is not just personal. It becomes part of your identity. You are no longer defined by what you went through. You are defined by what you became because of it. So many people misunderstand the role of pain in their lives. When things go wrong, when plans fall apart, or when we face unexpected trials, it's easy to believe that life is punishing us, that we are being unfairly targeted or left behind. But pain is not always a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's often a signal that you're being shaped for something greater. Pain is not punishment. It's preparation. It is life's way of strengthening you for what's ahead, stretching your capacity so you can handle the weight of future blessings and responsibilities. Preparation never feels pleasant. It often comes disguised as disappointment, as rejection, as loss, as failure. But just like an athlete trains through soreness and strain to compete at their highest level, you too must be conditioned for your calling. That conditioning comes through struggle. It teaches you how to stay focused under pressure, how to adapt in adversity, how to persevere when nothing is certain. It's not coincidence, it's construction. You are being built internally before you're elevated externally. The patience, humility, wisdom, and resilience required for your next chapter are being cultivated now in your current difficulty. If the door you want to walk through opened today without that preparation, you might not be ready to carry what comes with it. Pain ensures that you won't just arrive. You'll be able to endure and thrive once you do. What feels like a delay is often a divine setup for something more meaningful. Pain sharpens your vision, clears distractions, and forces you to rely on inner strength instead of outward circumstances. It deepens your connection with purpose and teaches you to move with intention, not just emotion. While punishment seeks to break you down, preparation is meant to build you up. That's the distinction. And when you begin to see pain through that lens, it changes everything. You stop asking, "Oh, why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "Oh, what is this preparing me for?" You begin to realize that everything has a purpose, even your hardest moments. So when life pushes you to the edge, when you're tired, broken, and wondering if it's even worth it, remember this: you are not being buried, you are being planted. The pain you feel today is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your transformation. Stand tall in your struggle. Embrace the lessons, let the tears water your strength, and let the discomfort become your drive. Because the very thing that hurts you now will one day become the reason you rise, lead, and inspire. Today's pain is tomorrow's power. Keep going, you're becoming something powerful.